In this video, I'm going to showcase this character in anime dimensions. This is what I'm using and with no assists or damaging traits. Remember to like the video and subscribe. The first ability has okay damage, but the second ability has insanely good damage for a second ability. And the third ability is also kind of strong, kind of like as a second ability, but the second ability is probably a better move. The fourth ability also has pretty strong, like in general, it's just really strong and gives you longer M1 reach. And the assist isn't something we were gonna talk about because it's kind of irrelevant. It's not a good assist. In Boss Rush, he doesn't have a spam move, but he does have pretty strong abilities, and that does make up for it, I guess. But he's not too good at making fast damage since he doesn't have those spam abilities. The only thing he does have are strong abilities that he can use not too often. So in Boss Rush he's not gonna be that good, unfortunately. But I can see him being pretty good if you have really good stuff, because he has just good strong attacks. So if you have the best and meta stuff, I think you can probably kill it quite quickly. But he doesn't have those spam moves, so he doesn't get as much damage as you could get with like Shadow Monarch and Boss Rush. In Dimensions, he does not have a dash move, and that is a problem. But one thing he does have is 3 and actually 4 abilities that basically one-shot all enemies. It might not one-shot all the time now because I'm not using good stuff, and that's also making it so I barely crit. But if you crit and have good stuff and use your best gear and use meta gear, I think like all of his abilities will one-shot. Maybe not the big enemies, but most other enemies will one-shot. And that's really good, and he doesn't have like bad AoE either. He has okay AoE to kill at least half the area, so it's actually pretty good. He has really good moves for Dimensions. The problem with Obito in Dimensions is the fact that he does not have a dash move. It does kill him quite a bit. The fourth ability is also a bit too slow, so it's not gonna be that good. He has 3 really good moves in Dimensions though. First, second, and third ability. And honestly, the second ability is one of the best second abilities in the game. It's really strong, and yeah. If you learn how to use it correctly and on the right time, it's gonna be one of the best moves in Dimensions. Because you can use it quite often. Since it's a second ability, it's really strong, it one-shots all the enemies, and you can basically aim it around. So it's actually really good. Obito has good moves, but he doesn't have a dash move, and you can't spam his abilities, so you won't be able to speedrun with him that good. But in general, I think that Obito is a respectable character in Dimensions, and he's definitely one of the better ones in Dimensions without the dash. So that's pretty cool, if you ask me. Now, in raids without a pet, unfortunately, he's not that good. As I've mentioned probably a lot of times already, because I'm repeating myself so many times in these videos because I don't know what to say really. I'm just saying what I can. Basically, he doesn't have a spam move. He can't use abilities that often, and that makes it so he basically half the time he is just using M1s and hitting the bosses with the sword or whatever it is. So it's not too good. If half the time you're using like non-moves, it's not gonna be the best character by no means. And that's the problem with Obito without a pet. He can't really use a lot of abilities, and that's why most people think Obito is trash, because if you don't have a good pet, he's not gonna be good, because you can't use his abilities quite a lot, and he's not gonna get a lot of energy because you don't have a pet. And yeah, he isn't so good without a good pet. And that's why in my previous tier list people have been mad at me for placing Obito kind of high, because he is good with Kurumi. He actually is good with Kurumi. You can spam them quite a lot because they're really strong abilities. But with Garo, he's fine, I guess. He's not the best by any means. He's kind of an average raid character. He's kind of like in the middle, like almost exactly in the middle of raid characters when it comes to raid with a pet, with Garo pets. He does have okay and respectable energy gain, especially since he also does use M1s quite a lot, since M1s actually do give characters a lot of energy gain. So this time, having a lot of M1s is actually positive, because you can use them quite a lot, and therefore you get a lot of energy. And the fourth ability has okay energy, I guess. It's not the best. So in general, Obito is actually pretty good. Nothing much to say about it other than that. He's pretty good with a pet, and I think that he's a respectable character, but he's not used for anything. If you have Dio with S-Death and Yurichi Awakening, don't buy him, because he's not going to be a good Dimension main, he's not going to be a good Raid main, he's beaten by everything, and his assist isn't good either. He's not useful for anything. The only thing that you could buy him for is something I'll go into later, Infinite, but other than that, I think he's not going to be used for anything. I think after you've gotten your actual characters for raids and dimensions, you can maybe get him before other characters, because those are just stat points, but this is actually an infinite main. Obito has for a long time been kinda underrated, saying that Obito is definitely worse than like this character and he's not a really good character, but recently he's been in the lights a bit more, because people are appreciating him a bit more. He is actually really good in Infinites. Really good. People usually recommend Obito if you want to play Infinite really fast, because huge AoE, huge damage, good aim with the second ability, everything like that is pretty good. But I would personally say that he's just good because he's good as well. With Kurumi, he was really strong, one of the better raid characters, and with Garu, he's still not too bad. He is not the best, yes, I can tell you that much, but he's not too bad. I can't say that he's bad. And however, there's no real reason to actually use him, because, well, his assist is not too good, and in raid you can just buy another character that is much better than him. So the only reason you need to buy Obito is if you want to play like Infinite. So if you do want to play Infinite, maybe you can use Obito to clear the waves much faster, to get your crate tokens a bit faster. Otherwise, there's no reason to buy him, and you should probably just buy him after you bought the characters that you actually want to play with, and then just for stat points. He is, with Garo pets, stronger than Accelerator with the gear I'm using, which is surprising, but without the pets, he is weaker than Accelerator, and also, keep in mind that Accelerator is kind of meta as an assist for some stuff, like good in Dimensions and meta assist in Time Challenge. Well, Obito, the only thing he got for himself is that he's good in Infinite. So I'm actually going to put him below Accelerator, even though he's slightly better than Accelerator with Garo pets, because I feel like Accelerator has a bit more use, and he's more versatile, while also being better than Obito if you don't have the good pet, which is what most people don't have. Most people don't have like a good pets. So I would recommend getting Accelerator before Obito, but the same thing, I would probably recommend getting Obito before Ichigo, even though Ichigo is a better character, because Obito has a bit more use than Ichigo, because Obito actually has some use in Infinite, but that's about it. You could use Ichigo in Infinite as well, because iframes, but I think Obito is just better clearer. But that's about it. Obito is, I guess he's kinda mid right now, but still, you can get him after you gotten like your main and assist. You can get like Accelerator as some secondary assist for like Time Challenge, and Obito for Infinite. You can probably get Obito. He's not gonna be too bad to get. But yeah, subscribe, because I'm gonna make a giveaway at 30,000 subscribers, and see you in the next one.